Have you ever heard of a love story that transcends time itself? One that not only defied cultural norms, but also laid the foundation for a legacy that changed history? This is a story like no other, a tale of loyalty, loss, and redeeming love that would ultimately shape the lineage of a great king. We begin in the land of Moab, a territory often looked down upon by the Israelites, where a woman named Naomi finds herself facing the ravaging trials of life. Having fled a famine in her homeland, she and her husband Elimelech had initially sought refuge there with their 2 sons. But fate is often an unpredictable companion. Tragedy strikes, and Naomi soon becomes a widow in a foreign land. Her sons marry Moabite women, Ruth and Orpah, and for a moment, hope flickers in Naomi's heart. For 10 years, the family weathered life's storms together, until grief revisits in the form of her sons' untimely deaths. Devastated and left with only 2 daughters-in-law, Naomi decides to return to Bethlehem, her home, where whispers speak of an end to the famine. Here's where this journey takes an unexpected turn. Naomi urges Ruth and Orpah to stay in Moab, seeking new futures unburdened by her sorrow. Orpah weeps, but eventually heeds Naomi's counsel, retreating to her people and gods. But Ruth hears a different calling. She clings to Naomi and delivers a declaration that echoes throughout history. "Don't urge me to leave you or to turn back from you. Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried." Therefore, together they make the arduous journey back to Bethlehem, returning with barely more than broken dreams and each other. As they arrive, the city stirs with whispers of Naomi's return. "Is this Naomi?" women ask, but she tells them, "Call me Mara, because the Almighty has made my life very bitter." Yet within this bitterness, there sprouts a faint seed of hope. It is the beginning of the barley harvest, a time ripe with providence. Ruth, guided by loyalty and newfound faith, ventures into the harvest fields to glean what remains after the reapers. And it is here she crosses paths with Boaz, a prosperous and kind man who just happens to be a relative of Elimelech. Much like threads in a tapestry, their lives begin to weave together. Boaz notices Ruth's dedication, her tireless work, and learns of her sacrifices for Naomi. His heart is moved, and he offers her protection and provision in his fields. Hence, under his watchful care, Ruth gathers not just grain, but the attention and respect of Bethlehem's elders. Naomi, ever wise and shrewd in the customs of her people, sees in Boaz a redeemer, one who, according to tradition, could preserve the family lineage. She devises a bold plan, instructing Ruth to humbly approach Boaz at the threshing floor. It is an act of courage and trust, as Ruth lays at Boaz's feet, signaling him to spread his cloak over her, a gesture of marriage and redemption. Boaz, honorable and astute, recognizes the purity in Ruth's actions. But there is a twist. A closer kinsman holds the rights to redeem. Yet Boaz does not retreat. He stands firm, offering the nearer kinsman a choice, who ultimately relinquishes his claim. Thus, Boaz steps into the role of redeemer, marrying Ruth and securing Naomi's family's future. This union, blessed by the elders, leads to the birth of a son named Obed, who becomes not just a child of Ruth and Boaz, but a child of destiny. For Obed is the grandfather of David, Israel's beloved king. Ruth, a foreigner and widow, through her steadfast loyalty and providential journey, becomes a matriarch in the lineage of great kings, ultimately leading to the birth of a savior. So the tale of Ruth is no mere reflection of an ancient time. It is a timeless testament to love that crosses boundaries, of loyalty that shapes legacies, and of hope that transforms sorrow into joy. Now, every time you encounter a story about steadfastness and heritage, remember Ruth, a woman who chose love above all, and through that choice, altered the course of history. Perhaps the very foundation of a great legacy begins with a single act of unwavering loyalty.